Jai Bhim, Namo Buddhaya. A very good morning to all. It is a great honor and privilege to chair this important women's session in the conference of Ambedkar International Mission in Vietnam. I am very much thankful to the organizer, Mr. Sujit Murmadi, for giving me this opportunity. Mano Pubaggamma Dhamma Mano Setta Manomaya. In everything, the primal element is the mind. Mind is preeminent. If a man speaks with an evil mind, suffering follows him. If a man speaks or acts from the uprightness of mind, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves. All the dignitaries, scholars, honored delegates, and my dear brothers and sisters from across the world, I, Dr. Alka Dhoke, extend my warm greetings to all. Vietnam is a land deeply rooted in the teachings of the Buddha and also known for the work done by the monk Thich Nhat Hanh during war in Vietnam. Thich Nhat Hanh founded the engaged Buddhist movement, coining the term in his book Vietnam, Lotus in a Sea of Fire, emphasizing peace, compassion, and social responsibility and service to suffering humanity. Means that was the time when Vietnam started Buddhism as a means to work for the social cause. Such is not the case in India. The Buddha did not establish Dhamma merely for meditation or philosophical speculation. The Buddha challenged social hierarchies, opposed discrimination based on birth, and opened the path of Dhamma to all irrespective of caste, gender, or social status. He wanted to establish social justice along with personal purity. What does social justice mean then? It means a life which recognizes liberty, equality, and fraternity as principles of life. These are the principles of ideal and casteless society envisioned by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Following this tradition, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar interpreted Buddhism as a social and moral force for human liberation. He emphasized that Buddha's Dhamma is not only a path for individual enlightenment but also a means for establishing an egalitarian and just society founded on the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. So, without taking much time, let us discuss these issues in detail with our learned speakers. For the women's session, we have 4 presenters. Each will be given 10 minutes of time. Dr. Tejaswini Gosavi is not in good health. So she will not be delivering her speech. Because of the time constraint, there will be no question answer session. Main theme of the session is social justice for women in Buddhism. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's vision and mission. Let us start the session with subtopic, the intersection of caste, gender, and social justice. This topic is of great significance because these 3 dimensions are deeply interconnected. Each influences and shapes the other. One cannot fully understand social justice without examining the impact of caste and gender. In the Hindu religion, the caste system, which is based on graded inequality, women suffered severe forms of caste discrimination. In the Varna system, that is the caste system, education was denied not only to the Shudras but also to women from all Varnas, including those belonging to the Brahmin community. Women were excluded from the path of religious learning and spiritual leadership and were subjected to various forms of social suppression and oppression. Such conditions denied them liberty, equality, and dignity, the very foundations of social justice. Tathagat Gautam Buddha recognized the intellectual and spiritual potential of women. He opened the door of knowledge to women irrespective of their birth and allowed them to enter the Sangha. By granting women access to education, spiritual development, and religious leadership, the Buddha established the principles of liberty, equality, and social justice more than 2500 years ago. In the 19th century, through the tireless efforts of great social revolutionaries such as Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the doors of education were opened to women and the oppressed sections of society. By embracing Buddhism with 5 lakhs followers, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar laid the foundations for a more just and equitable social order. To gain more insight, I call upon our next speaker, Kulwinder Kaur Zalli. Madhuri, please give her introduction.
Kaur Zalli. She has done B.Tech and M.Tech in Mechanical Engineering from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and currently working as Chief Engineer in PSU called PDIL, Projects and Development India Limited, Minister of Chemical and Fertilizers. She is associate and working with PAGA, a non-political and non-religious social organization. I would like to call her on that and share her thoughts. Good morning and Gajbhiye to all the members present in this hall. Myself, Kulwinder Kaur Zalli. I am working with an organization called PAGAM, which is Phule Ambedkari Gauravshali or Adarshwadi Muhim. This is a non-political, non-religious social organization. Now coming to my topic, I have given the topic the intersection of caste, gender and social justice. To discuss on this topic, let us first, briefly, I'll tell you what these 3 terms mean. Caste. What is a caste? Caste is a fixed social group into which an individual is born within a particular system of social stratification, which is called a caste system. Within such a system, individuals are expected to marry exclusively within the same caste, called endogamy, follow lifestyles often linked to particular occupation, hold a ritual status observed within a hierarchy, and interact with others based on cultural notions of exclusion, with certain castes considered as either more pure or more polluted than others. Then comes the gender. Gender is a range of social, physiological, cultural and behavioral aspects of being a man, a woman, or portraying a third gender. Although gender often corresponds to sex, a transgender person may identify with a gender other than their sex assigned at birth. Then comes the social justice. Social justice refers to the principle that everyone deserves equal rights, opportunities, and fair treatment regardless of their race, gender, economic status, or any other characteristics. It encompasses actions and policies aimed at promoting fairness and equity within the society, addressing systematic barriers that prevent certain groups from fully participating in society. Equity, participation, and human rights. The intersection of caste, gender, and social justice is basically how these 3 identities overlap and create layered experiences of privilege or discrimination. You can't understand one fully without the other 2. Now, how these 3 terms intersect? Number 1. Double triple burden. If I talk about a Dalit woman, she faces caste oppression, gender oppression, and often class oppression. Her experience is not just women plus Dalit added together. It's a unique form of discrimination. For example, manual scavenging is a caste-based work, but it's largely Dalit women who do it. They face caste stigma, gender health risk, and economic exploitation all at once. Then comes control over bodies and honor. Caste and gender both work through controlling women's sexuality, marriage, and labor. Endogamy is maintained by controlling women's choices, honor crimes, restrictions on intercaste marriage. They hit women hardest. Caste-based sexual violence. Dalit, Adivasi women, they face disproportionately high rates of sexual assault, often as a way to punish the whole community. Third one is the access to justice. Now, social justice system often fail at this intersection. A Savarna woman may access police or court more easily than a Dalit woman. Laws on atrocities versus laws on domestic violence. Dalit women fall through gaps because authorities treat caste and gender as separate issues. Fourth one is representation and leadership. Feminist movements in India were criticized for being upper caste-led, ignoring caste realities of Dalit women. Anti-caste movements were often male-led, sidelining gender issues within Dalit communities. Thinkers like Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, Savitribai Phule, and later Dalit feminist groups highlighted this. This is from where the slogan, Dalit women talk differently, came from. Last one is the policy and affirmative action. Reservation in education, jobs, they help caste equality. But Dalit women still have lower literacy and employment than Dalit men or a Swarna woman. So gender has to be factored into caste justice. Some states now have some quotas for women within SC/ST quotas. What is the real world impact today? If I say in the area of education, the intersect effect is Dalit girl dropout rate is higher due to caste bullying, household work burden, and safety. It's are higher for Dalit Adivasi women due to discrimination in hospitals as well as poverty. In area of work, upper caste women in corporate jobs versus Dalit women in sanitation or agri or labor jobs, their wages are low, there is a dignity gap. And in politics, reserved seats for SC/ST women ensure that they are present, but they face casteist and sexist backlash. Now, why it matters for social justice? If we design policies for women assuming all women are the same, or for Dalits assuming all Dalit are men, we miss the most marginalized. True social justice has to see this overlap. Lastly, I would like to say what is the role of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in this. He linked caste and gender directly. In his book, In Annihilation of Caste and Riddles in Hinduism, he argued endogamy, which is a key to maintaining caste, and it's enforced by controlling women. He pushed for Hindu Code Bill in 1950 to give women divorce, property and marriage rights. Upper caste lawmakers blocked it. His point was caste reform without gender reform is incomplete. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's idea of social justice was not just getting rid of caste. It also included rebuilding womanhood in a society that was highly patriarchal and based on caste. Ambedkar saw that caste and gender injustice were linked and that women were put down twice as much as men. His criticism of Brahmanical sexism, especially as it was written down in old books like Manusmriti, showed how controlling women's sexuality and freedom was a key part of keeping the caste system in place. Ambedkar paved the way for gender equality by fighting for women's right to education and equal rights in marriage, property and job. He not only went against religious norms but he also put women at the center of India's democratic and constitutional ideas today. Modern feminist research shows that Ambedkar's ideas still motivate people to fight for gender equality, especially Dalit women who are still pushed to the edges of society because of their caste and sexism. This lecture makes the case that Ambedkar's reimagining of womanhood is a key model for rethinking gender equality in modern India. It connects the historical fight against caste with the current feminist movement for women's freedom and honor. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Very nice. My good.
In Buddha and his Dhamma, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar wrote. Excellent.
Excellent. My good.
In Buddha and his Dhamma, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar wrote, in the caste system, man is made to serve a class of self-styled supermen. It is calculated to suppress and exploit the weak and to keep them in a state of complete subjugation. The Shudra and women, the two classes whose humanity was most mutilated by Brahmanism, had no power to rebel against the system. They were denied the right to education and knowledge, with the result that by reason of their imposed ignorance, they could not realize what had made their condition so degraded. They could not know that Brahmanism had robbed them completely of the significance of their life. Instead of rebelling, they had become the devotees of and upholders of Brahmanism. Further, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said that India is not yet a nation because our country is divided into thousands of castes, and castes are anti-national. They divide social life and prevent social unity. Secondly, caste creates feelings of jealousy and hatred among communities because of its graded inequality, which results in class conflicts. Caste discrimination and atrocities are still continuing in lower caste communities. The reason is social strength is lacking in us. Convince the people of Bahujan Samaj in the importance of conversion. In India, as long as there exists a caste system, social justice can never be established, not only for women but also for men of lower caste. Means to have a casteless society, convince people of Bahujan Samaj the importance of conversion. Embracing Buddha's Dhamma is not merely a change of religion, it is a journey towards self-respect, equality and human dignity. It means moving forward with freedom of mind and living a life based on justice and fraternity. Our next speaker is Mrs. Nirmala Gajbhiye. Our last topic is Bouddhamay Bharat, Buddhist movement in India blueprint. Dear friends, as our speaker, Dr. Tejaswini Gosavi, radiologist at Thane Civil Hospital, had to be hospitalized in emergency on the same day of our journey to Vietnam. Hence, I will speak on the subject as it is very important for the future of our society. The Buddhist movement is a movement that strives towards the highest ideals of humanity. It is a movement for the upliftment of humankind, guided by compassion even towards one's enemies. In other words, it is a movement for making India Buddhist. The primary objective of the National Buddhist Movement is to unite the entire Indian society into one collective force, eliminate discrimination among people and make them powerful and organized. And this is the meaning of the slogan, educate, agitate and organize. We got educated but failed to agitate, hence could not get organized, due to which the Buddhist community, whether educated or non-educated, still experiencing oppression at the hands of upper caste. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar warned us that oppressed communities require three types of strength to liberate themselves from the burden of caste. Due to the caste system, oppressed communities were deprived of all these three strengths. He further explained that strength comes in three forms. First is human strength. Indian society was divided into caste and subcaste, therefore, it lacked organizational unity and collective human power. In present time, Ambedkarites have embraced Buddhism, the religion which is casteless. Hence, it is their duty to spread Buddham to Bhujan Samaj to strengthen the human power. Second is economic strength. For generations, backward communities lived in poverty without resources and opportunities for livelihood, and acquiring economic power became nearly impossible. As a result, due to the absence of economic strength, oppressed communities could neither protect themselves nor ensure their development and therefore remained weak. In the present time, economic condition is not the same. Most of the people living in cities are well off. Third is mental or intellectual strength, because oppressed communities were historically denied education. They lacked intellectual development. They were deprived. They were deprived of the ability to think critically and analyze the roots of social problems. Intellectuals of society should think critically and find out the root cause of the social suffering, which is apparently not clear. Without these three forms of strength, backward communities remain victims of exploitation and oppression. Now the question is, after so many years of conversion and after taking education, that to higher education and seeking good jobs, would we achieve all these three strengths? Answer is no. Hence, it is a high time to acquire these strengths. Ambedkarites should unite first, but I see that educated and well-off Ambedkarites do not like to keep contact with their poor and non-educated people. I correlate this attitude of intellectual Ambedkarites with the example given by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar in his book Annihilation of Caste. In this book, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar writes that indeed the ideal Hindu must be like a rat, living in his own hole, refusing to have any contact with others. He says this while explaining how each caste separates itself from other castes through restrictions on dining, marriage, social relations, and everyday interaction. Is not intellectual class of our society behaving the same way like an ideal Hindu who is like a rat living in his own hole? That is the one of the reasons for not having social unity among the Ambedkarite community. Similar way, caste creates isolation rather than social unity. What activities did Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar plan for the propagation of Dhamma? Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar had envisioned several important initiatives for spreading and strengthening Dhamma. First is to establish Buddhist seminaries for training of bhikkhus, bhikkhunis and lay preachers, to create a new bhikkhu sangha, to prepare a religious text to help people understand Buddha's Dhamma. Fourth, to initiate Dhamma Diksha, Dhamma initiation. Fifth, to appoint an increasing number of lay preachers who would teach Dhamma and guide people in practicing it. To organize gatherings every Sunday in viharas. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar envisioned a Dhamma based on morality and ethics. To establish schools and colleges providing scientific and ethical education along with hospitals and support centers. To publish Buddhist literature and organize conferences and gatherings to cultivate fraternity. Among these plans Two tasks were personally completed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar himself. That is, creation of a Dhamma text. For this, he wrote the book Buddha and his Dhamma. Second is initiation of Dhamma Diksha. On 14th October 1956, at the time of Dhamma Diksha Vidhi, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar took Dhamma Diksha first and then he gave Dhamma Diksha to 5 lakh followers. The book The Buddha and His Dhamma, written by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, is an extraordinary work illuminating social, economic, educational, political, and cultural dimensions of human life. It was written by remarkable beauty and depth. Reading it has the power to awaken a person's consciousness and stimulate profound thought. However, the work of establishing seminaries for training bhikkhus and bhikkhunis could not be fully realized. Lastly, who can be the real force of the Buddhist movement? The entire oppressed and backward society can become its force. More importantly, its educated and intellectual class can play this role. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar himself emphasized this point in his famous work Annihilation of Caste, written in 1936. He stated, in every country there exists an influential class of intellectuals, whether rulers or not. This class can foresee the future, provide guidance, and take initiative. He further observed that ordinary people generally do not lead intellectual lives. Rather, they tend to follow and imitate the intellectual class. Therefore, the future of a nation largely depends upon its intellectual community. However, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar warned that intelligence alone is not a virtue, it is only a tool. Its moral worth depends upon the purpose for which it is used. An intelligent person can become a noble human being, but can equally become a harmful or selfish. After Babasaheb Ambedkar, educational progress created intellectual class among many backward communities in India. Yet a serious concern remains the emergence of a committed and principled intellectual leadership that Babasaheb had envisioned has not fully materialized. I will end my talk by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's quote. The duty of a true Buddhist is not merely to be a good Buddhist, but his duty is to spread Buddhism. He must believe that to spread Buddhism is to serve mankind. Thank you very much for listening patiently.